What's up, guys? Welcome back to For the Drummers podcast. My name is Sterling Whiteside. I got my boy Eric Lee with me. This is a podcast built for drummers, by drummers, from gear to career, baby. We're going to talk about everything. Question, what is the topic of today?
Well, Sterling, seeing how we're somewhat right on the heels of it today, we're going to talk all about the NaMM show.
Oh,
The National Association for Music Merchants, I believe is what it stands for.
you believe?
I could be making that up.
That would be awesome if you just made that up.
But let's be real. The whole thing is just 99% about gear.
Right? Yes.
It is the showcase for every musical brand to show everybody what they got coming out that year, what they got to showcase for their hopefully highest quality gear.
Right.
It's an opportunity for all these brands to say, hey, this is what we're doing. Come buy our stuff, right?
Well, absolutely. But I think, because you all musical gear, but you're talking about like people don't know it's like lights and smoke machines.
Oh, it's anything.
And
yeah.
pop filters.
Software.
Like we met a company that was just starting and they're doing these crazy pop filters,
Yeah.
So I think people don't realize it's not just instruments.
Right.
It's like everything involved with the music industry, so to speak.
Yeah.
From lights to everything. So
yeah,
I will say it is about the gear, but I do believe it's also about the hang.
Oh, for sure.
It's also about the hang because you get a chance to actually meet some of the guys that, you quote unquote look up to, or guys you've never met that you've been friends with online.
Yeah.
Because I met my boy B out there, Bequalizer. We've been friends on Instagram for, I don't even know how many, years, but we finally got to, meet each other and kick it and hang. And, but I definitely think it's about the hang too. And of course, it's mainly about business.
Yeah.
Having your business in order, to be able to talk to said companies and show them what you're doing and, try to make a splash and enjoy music and see people like Dave Welker do clinics.
Well, as far as I know, that's how the whole thing started. It was essentially just it was all business insider purchasing convention. You'd have all these manufacturers show up, showcase their stuff, and then you'd have buyers from different shops, from different companies come out, look over things. They go, oh, okay, we're going to go ahead and order 12 of those. We're going to order 8 of those. They start doing deals and, hey, how do we get your brand in our store and all that stuff. And then what it has evolved into, to me is if you've never been, the first time, at least for me, my first time was 2017 and I was excited, but walking in the door, it was immediately like overwhelming.
Yeah, it's your first time was going, wow, okay, so I have no idea where to go, what to see. Like my first time, I missed everything I wanted to see.
Yeah.
Like, cause I didn't know about like the itinerary and actually looking at it. I was just like, oh, they're gonna be there at 2:00. And then it's 4:00 and I've missed
Oh yeah.
I missed everything all day.
It's easy to get lost in it because you start wandering around, you're looking at this, looking at that, and everything. Of course, every booth is trying to draw you in. They're trying to get your attention.
Some way, somehow.
Yeah. They're trying to get your attention with whatever nonsense they got going on. Sometimes it seems like a circus.
Also, some of them don't have to draw you in because you're going there anyway.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah,
but on your way there,
it's just
I see the Yamaha booth down there or whatever. I'm gonna go check them out. And on the way there, you run into 5 other brands.
And you've lost. That's what I mean. You've lost track of time.
Yeah.
So I got a question. Give me 3. We can switch. Okay. You give me 3 pros and 3 cons of NaMM.
I mean, for me, being such a gearhead, the immediate number 1 pro is being able to see the brand new stuff essentially before anybody else
and get to play it.
Yeah, get to play it, especially
if they let you.
Of course. Get your hands on it, get to see sometimes before it even hits their website. You go, oh dang. And before that, you have no idea. Most of these companies don't put out any kind of preview or anything or announcement. Every now and then they might say, hey, we got this on the way. They give you a little teaser. But usually they save so much of it for that show. And then afterwards, now that the public has seen it, then they put it on the site or whatever. So sometimes you go to a booth, a company you're very well familiar with, familiar with all their gear, and then you show up and you go, "Whoa, what is this?
Yeah.
Never seen this before." Right? That part is the most exciting to me.
Because the only teaser you're gonna get is something coming at NaMM.
Right.
Like, you're not really
Right.
they're not showing you
Yeah.
anything.
And then after NaMM, it hits their website, and then most of the time, any kind of retailer, they're not getting any of that stuff until months later.
Absolutely.
So if you actually want to get your hands on it, it's going to take, it's going to take a while for you. Even if you, as soon as you see it, you order it, it's going to be back ordered for a bit.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
pre-orders take a long time. So that to me is right out of the gate. Number two, first time I went 2017, one of the first booths I went to, kind of hoping to see him, was the Sonar booth.
Yeah.
You probably already know who I'm going
Benny
to say.
Grip.
Yeah. Yeah. Who is my personal favorite. He's one of my heroes. And yeah, I got to meet him, take a picture with him. It was like, man.
Yeah, I met him too. He
It
was
was like,
super cool.
yeah, super nice, very, very humble, sort of just like, you can just tell he's just like a gentle, soft spoken guy. And, I was just, hey man, huge fan of what you do. You've been an inspiration, all this. Oh, thank you. He just
Yeah.
super gracious. Happy to take a picture with me, with my cousin. Like, he just no weirdness about it at all. I think that same year I accidentally bumped into Stanley Randolph. And I mean, like, bumped into him.
Yeah.
You know how sometimes they
Yeah.
got something going on in a booth, there'll be this big crowd of people at like an intersection, and I'm trying to like weasel my way through because
Yeah.
I
Boom.
don't care about
Yeah.
what they got going on. It was like boom. It's like, oh shoot, sorry. Whoa. Like, so that part of it is, even when you're not expecting to see people,
You're gonna turn the corner and be like, "Oh,
yeah,
snap."
yeah,
Like,
everyone's on the same level. It's not
yeah,
like, all the celebs are up in the booth. Like,
yeah,
no, we're all right here down on
yeah,
the floor.
yeah.
And yeah, running into him was super cool. So just walking around, you're going, oh shoot, there's that guy, like,
Everybody's not nice, by the way, but
true.
let's not get to that right now.
But just seeing all these, all these heroes, all these respected drummers and musicians all in the same place, like,
Right.
that really only happens once a year,
In one place.
Yeah.
Like, there's nowhere else you can go to experience that
Right.
except for, PASIC. For
Yeah.
drummers, so to speak.
Which is, I guess, probably still not as big, of course,
But it's for us.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
tailored to us, and the Music City Drum Show, they're building, so it's for us,
Yeah, yeah.
but
so
what's your third?
third pro probably be meeting these people that are integral in certain brands, whether they be brand reps or actual R&D guys.
That's my number one.
Is it?
Yep.
That for me was super special, because these guys are not celebrities by any means.
They are, but they don't know it.
Right.
Or maybe they know it, they don't accept it.
Well, most drummers don't know who these guys are. Like meeting Mark Love from Sabian, shout out to Mark. Knowing Rick, who's a brand rep for them, he introduced me and it was like, hey, this is the guy that basically creates everything for Sabian. Nothing gets put into manufacturing without him getting his hands on it. And that was like, man, this dude is responsible for so much gear that I'm in love with.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, most people walk right by him, have no idea who he is.
Yeah.
It's like, man, y'all didn't even.
That was the same with Gretsch,
Yeah.
People didn't, so.
Yeah. So what's yours? Your number one is my number three?
Yeah,
Okay.
meeting the guys that are behind the scenes,
Yeah.
to understand how they do what they do, why they do what they do.
Right.
Because, as you try to diversify as a musician, you want to know how things are working.
Yeah.
And that's not information that's necessarily privy to,
Right.
to the public, so to speak.
Yeah.
So my number one would actually, meeting the guys behind the scenes, getting to know them, making relationships, I would say, is my number one. Is really making relationships. Now that I got to experience NaMM throughout the week, not the whole week, but getting there early and seeing how they do, like, bands the days before leading up to it, I think that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
But I would have to say my second would be the gear, of course.
Yeah.
I guess my first one would be meeting the musicians and the guys behind the scenes, because they kind of go hand in hand.
Yeah. Just getting to meet people.
Yeah, getting to meet people.
Yeah.
Man, because it's so many. So I guess my second one would be the gear
Mhm.
because getting your hands on it and you know getting ahead of the curve, knowing if I'm going to purchase this or not.
Oh, for
Like the
sure.
way Gretsch rolled out all that new gear this year was super cool.
Yeah.
Having one of the best booths there, if not the best booth. Uh, they really took time to showcase like we're here.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, and I would say my third one. I don't know if it's to hang with my friends, the guys that you get to see coming from different states and countries,
Yeah.
or is it the performances?
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Ooh.
man, seeing
I was
Earth, Wind,
I
and
was gonna say
Fire.
that if I had a fourth, it'd be that one for sure.
Yes,
Yeah.
coming out, seeing Earth, Wind, and Fire, like,
Yeah.
yo,
Yeah. And
like,
they feel like private performances essentially
yes,
because it is,
it's just
it's a
all us.
particular
Yeah,
audience.
yeah.
Yeah.
Seeing CC Winans this last time. I mean, it's so
Yeah.
many performances, but I don't know, man. I might have to go with my guys. I
Okay.
think it's the third one is actually, hanging with my guys and
I mean, to that point, the last time I went was 2020, but you were there and we got to walk around together,
yeah,
look at stuff together,
yeah,
talk about things together,
yeah,
uh
yeah.
yeah, experience the circus of it, so to speak.
Yeah, my first time was 2016, the year before, you went.
Okay. Yeah.
And my boy Mike Johnson from Greensboro, where I'm from, he invited me out there, and
Nice.
I didn't know what was going on.
Yeah.
Uh, so I get I get why people go out there now that I've been, 4 or 5 times. I get why people go and just play every drum set they
Oh, of
can play
course.
because you don't know what it's really about. Nobody ever really explains it to you.
Yeah.
But after your first time, that's not what it's about.
Yeah, yeah.
Unless it's a piece of gear that you're looking forward to purchasing, playing all the drum sets is crazy work.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
unless it's like something you never get your hands on. Like you don't, being in America, I don't get my hands on a lot of sonar kits.
Right.
You don't get, so I'm gonna play one.
Yeah.
It's things like that. But those are my top three, man.
Yeah.
You know,
Um
three cons.
ooh. my
Only three.
my first go-to, and this is probably some some PTSD
Be
from
careful. I don't know what he's about to say. So
this is probably some PTSD from working in retail, but immediately it's the noise. I know, which is crazy.
that's
Like,
crazy.
how do you not walk in expecting that? No, I did.
Yeah, I mean, you worked
But
at
bro,
Guitar
after
Center. Yeah, yeah,
even
yeah.
just 2 hours of it,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can't get away from it.
Well, I think
It's
that's what was cool about this past year, and I wish you would have came.
yeah,
Shout out to my boy Luke for coming with me. He's on the audio today, but shout out to my boy Luke for coming and not being scared. But um, is that it was a little separated.
yeah,
Everything wasn't congested. Like all the drums were in this one area.
yeah.
And I think that was pretty cool because
They had the drum booths separated,
yeah, it was
like
drum booths.
scattered about.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
interesting.
Gretsch had like the main aisle,
Yeah.
and they weren't nowhere near.
Oh, wow.
And then you had like Tama that was a little bit away from it. Then you
Yeah.
had like was it Ludwig was upstairs? I think
Oh,
they
dang.
had like a small booth. Or was it
Okay.
Ludwig? I can't remember, but it was pretty spread out. It was like a lot of the newer companies were around each other
Yeah.
as opposed to the
Interesting.
industry standard guys.
That's smart. I mean, I guess, there are booths of different size, and I'm sure Yamaha took the whole ballroom again.
No, they didn't. They went upstairs this time.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they did take a full room, but you
Yeah.
remember previously they
VW
have the
did the same
whole
thing.
hotel.
Yeah.
They have the whole bottom of the hotel would be all
Yeah.
Yamaha.
Yeah.
It was still huge though. By
I
the
mean,
way.
speaking of the performances, I think it was the last time I went. Omar Hakim did a Roland demo,
Yeah.
which just I just happened to be there.
And you walk up on.
I'm wandering around the Roland stuff, looking at the new electronics and everything, and like, all right, guys, we're gonna get started. And I was like, what? And then Omar Hakim walks on stage, and I was like,
Yeah,
yo,
that's what's dope about now.
yeah,
So I see a lot of people hate. Now we could get back to the cons, and I
yeah,
got to say this: I see a lot of people that dislike people that go to NaMM. Like I ain't going to NaMM, man. NaMM's lame, but they don't really understand. Like it's not what they think it is.
right.
Until you go, your opinion is
You have to experience it, yeah.
pointless.
And look, if you go and
How can you have an opinion about something you've never been to?
right, and we're gonna get into this in a little bit. Some people think it's an unnecessary thing, which is, yeah, we'll get into it. But
Your cons. Let's
yeah,
get
yeah.
back to that.
My second con, oh man, I'm still just
His
thinking.
first one is the noise, which is wild because you literally, it's guitar players, bass players, horn players, violinists.
That's what I'm saying, man. You
Tuba,
can't. That's the thing, though. When you're there all day,
keyboards, like it's everything.
when you're there all day, you can't escape it. And it's like
think
I show up in the morning, right? And I walk around, and then it's time to eat lunch, and it's like, can I get a little bit of silence while I eat lunch?
Let me
you know what I'm
say
saying?
this. For me, I think the noise doesn't bother me. I have twin 4-year-olds.
Yeah, see, that's a different
So
kind of
my
household.
house is a circus.
No, see, I don't even want to listen to my neighbors mow the lawn.
That's crazy work. But I get it. All right, that's his first one is the noise, which is wild. But go ahead. I mean, he's honest. I love it. That's
Look,
my
man,
boy.
I value my peace and quiet. You know what I'm saying?
I do too.
When it's time to play,
that's why I kick
I'm
my
gonna play. I'm
kids
gonna make
out
some noise. But
and send 'em to
outside of that,
bed.
let's keep it down. All right. I'm an old man.
He's the grumpy
I'm an
neighbor.
old-
That's not really grumpy. He just doesn't like you making noise.
I'm an old man at heart. All right. I need it. I need the volume down.
Quit cutting your grass. That's crazy. But go ahead. All right.
Second con. Oof. I think the what's the word I'm looking for without being too harsh
No, say it, man.
is the sort of
We're here to keep it 100% honest, man. Everybody else kind of tiptoes. That's
as cool as it is to see these musicians, drummers, or whatnot, people that are heroes of us. At the same time, because there are so many there, you certainly have a lot of ego in one room, in one building.
I wasn't gonna bring it up, but go ahead.
I'm just saying,
No.
I avoid that, but I had some interactions that were kind of left a bad taste in my mouth.
Yeah, for sure. That's gonna
Yeah.
happen. But
Yeah.
which makes no sense
Right.
because if you come to NaMM
Yeah.
and you're a guy that's on that tier,
Yeah.
you gotta expect people to bother you.
Of course.
And this is not the place where you're getting bothered by like a fan at a concert.
Right.
These are guys that do what you do and they just
Yeah.
appreciate you.
Yeah.
So to come there with an attitude is
And
crazy.
especially if you're
or with some kind of eliteness or elitist.
right, and especially if you're not like there are famous musicians and then there are celebrity musicians. Like everyone
Yeah.
knows who Lenny Kravitz is, right?
Yeah.
He walks down the street, he gets recognized by everybody.
Absolutely. Yeah.
But like there are certain drummers that no one ever knows who they are unless they happen to run into another drummer, right? But when you go to NaMM, like you said, you got to expect it. Just like I should be expecting the noise. Doesn't mean I got to love it.
All right, I got it. Yeah.
But yeah, there are certain guys, and look, the ones that I ran into, like Stanley, he was super cool.
Super cool. Yeah.
Right. I'll call out I don't want to badmouth anybody.
That's not called on.
But the good ones, another one, this one is more niche. Like you probably wouldn't recognize him unless you're a drummer who's active on social media. Aaron Edgar. He's a Sonar guy.
Yeah.
He does a lot of educational stuff. His account is incredible. This dude is a beast of a player. Double kick, polyrhythm stuff. Like he's just. But another thing, just walking down the hallway, and I see him. I was like, oh shoot,
yeah,
that's Aaron Edgar.
Just chill.
And he saw me make eye contact with him. So as we made eye contact, he saw me kind of like he could just tell I recognized him.
Yeah.
So he walks towards me. I said, hey man, I said I said, Aaron, it's a pleasure to meet you. I'm a huge fan. I love what you do. Oh, thanks. Like just again.
He just walks off.
Super gracious, yeah. And I was like, hey man, just keep doing what you're doing. I look forward to everything you got going on. So, oh man, I appreciate that. It's so nice of you. I was like, all right, have a good one, right? Super pleasant interaction. Again,
it's not everyone.
A guy like him should be somewhat expecting it, right?
Yeah.
He's not the most famous name in the world.
But if you have a presence,
you're in the place.
Yeah.
Right? Now he's walking around the mall. That's
a different story.
That's not going to happen. You know what I mean? Or most likely not. More so than NaMM. But other guys, it's like,
So, quick story.
Yeah, go ahead.
Meeting a guy the very first time, 2016. I don't gotta say his name, but when I approached him, because I never know if I'm gonna see you again. It's 2016. I'm like, yo, deer in the headlights. Like, whoa, this is awesome.
Yeah.
And it's very overwhelming.
Yeah,
it's a lot going on. You're doing this. The whole time you're turning heads and you're looking back and forth.
Oh yeah.
I see this drummer. I'm like, yo, He's like, yeah, man, what's up, man? I was like, dang. You know, he gives me the.
It's disappointing.
But because of my personality, I'm gonna make you smile.
Yeah,
Like that's just
that's true.
part of who I am.
Right.
So I got him to crack a smile and took a picture. And I'm not gonna really let your ego control if I appreciate you or not.
Yeah.
Because regardless of how I feel about the way you've acted, your plan has been impactful.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give you some love, but you still were a little.
Well,
You didn't really even want to be talked to, and you're at NaMM.
Yeah, man. Don't go. Just don't go there.
Go home.
Yeah.
Like do you want to just walk through and everybody go, hey, look at him? And he goes, yeah, watch out. Like I don't get it, but go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah. No,
your third con.
That's the part that it really, and I don't know. There was a handful of interactions that were like, oh, that's what he's like. And it turns you off, and it's a bummer that I can separate the art from the artist. I can separate the person from the drummer,
for sure,
or the educator or whatever. But at the same time, it's like,
it kind of sucks.
that's why they say don't meet your heroes, right?
Yeah.
Which I get it on some level. On the other side, no, do meet your heroes, because some of them
are really cool.
Are not just great drummers, but they're great people.
Yeah.
Third con. I don't know why this is popping into my head, but I can't think of anything else right now, so I'm gonna go with this: the food.
I would have to agree. The only thing I literally ate at NaMM was fries.
Bro,
now the food around it,
$16 for a burger that McDonald's would throw away.
Yeah,
like what are we doing?
Yeah,
it's horrific.
That's crazy. That McDonald's would throw away is crazy.
They're garbage. All the food is garbage. It's it's worse than gas station food. And it's 3 times the price.
He's going off
and
the
then
deep
and then also, let's talk about the fact that there are thousands and thousands of people there, but we got 6 chairs.
No, they did a better job this year.
Now they finally figured it out.
Yeah,
after decades of doing this nonsense in the same place.
They did a better job of this year, and maybe because you're wild, but maybe because everybody has fully come back after the pandemic. But yeah, you're wild.
It's
man.
been 5 years.
But think about it. The first year and a half still
what was
nothing.
their excuse pre-pandemic?
Hey,
That's the last time I went.
Hey, I don't know. I'm just saying maybe it's because maybe the seats were available because it wasn't as many people. Because you got to think about it. It was a lot of brands that didn't have booths.
So
I'm not gonna name them all, but
so last time I went, I remember the first day I went was a Friday, not Thursday. It starts on Thursday. I went on Friday.
Ooh, everybody's there.
But that was the thing. As I walked in right out of the gate, because this is 2020. So
I was there that year.
Back then, I know.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Back then, they had most of the percussion stuff was together.
Yeah.
As soon as I walked towards that area, I'm seeing roped off booths, closed. Whether they most
the police.
Of them, yeah. So that's what I was getting at. Let's talk about
Let's not get there yet. Let me just name my cons.
Oh, my bad.
So my cons are the walking.
Okay.
Dude, no, okay. I'm not. Listen, let me say why. Let me say why.
Stop.
Let me finish. Let me finish.
Stop. You gave me so much crap about the noise.
It wasn't about just walking inside of NaMM. It was like walking from the parking to NaMM to like not liking the food. So now I got to walk somewhere else to eat and then come back. Yeah. No. I mean, even though I know it's a must, I don't want to do it.
Hold up.
No. Hold on. Wait. Let me finish. These are my cons. All right.
Okay.
So I don't like walking, as you can tell. If you can't see it by now, the obvious is I don't like walking. All right. So that's my first con. My second con would have to be I don't like how they took the Sunday away. I think it should have been Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Did they?
Yeah, it was no Sunday.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, I think it should have.
Last time I looked at it, I think it was the 23 NaMM, and I saw what they started doing was like Thursday, Friday, Saturday were for the sort of invite only,
and then Sunday was
industry only. Yeah, and then you could pay for a ticket to go in on Sunday. They closed. They don't do Sunday at all.
No Sunday.
It's just a 3-day thing.
It wasn't a Sunday, right, Luke? No, it wasn't a Sunday.
Whoa.
Yeah, but I guess that would be my second. I don't have a whole lot of cons. Um, it was the walking, man. And it maybe let me say this. It was the shoes. Like you know how you go out there with some fly shoes on, and those fly shoes whoop my ass. I'ma say it just like that. Those shoes whoop.
How
my
are you gonna
ass.
give me grief
I
for complaining
literally
about the
listen,
noise?
man. I literally had to go to Nike and buy a pair of walking shoes because those shoes whooped me, dog. Like that first day, Luke will tell you. Like I was hurt, bro. He was like, "Man, let's go out." I said, "Dude, I gotta go back to the hotel."
Okay, so look, next time we go, I'll bring some earplugs. You bring some more
Are
comfortable
we getting
shoes.
old? Wait a minute. I think we just realized.
That's what it is, right?
But yeah, I don't really have a whole lot of cons, man. I can't really. I didn't like. This is not a con to the whole NaMM experience. I just didn't like this year where they literally. You remember how they had the booth outside where you get your thing and you go inside?
Yeah.
No, you have to literally walk up to the building, walk all the way around the building, walk down to the first floor, get your.
Well, I thought don't they have like multiple check-in
No,
points?
this is one check-in point for everyone.
Oh
but
my
I
God.
get it from a business standpoint. I totally get it because they want you to touch every floor. So from a business
But you're
standpoint,
going to.
No.
Why?
The first time I never went to the first floor. Actually, I did, and I looked, and then I went right back upstairs.
So when you say upstairs, you mean like
the second floor. The first floor is not the first floor. The first floor is technically the second floor or the basement. So Luke just put
Luke is roasting us from behind the soundboard over there.
He said this episode should be called Old Farts.
No, see, last time I don't. Okay, so they're making some good changes, I guess, but also some bad. Because last time there were multiple points of entry. I came in last time.
Oh, there is multiple points of entry, but you still got to go to the same place.
No, there are multiple check-in spots. It was like
no, this was only one check-in spot. Am I right, Luke? That was the only check-in spot. There was no. Yeah. You can talk, man.
Okay. Well, see, I don't know.
Well, I don't really have any other cons. I do think that, I don't really have a whole lot of cons, man. I think I don't like the NaMM police, but I get it because if I'm selling something over here and I'm actually in the middle of a sale and it's a guy that's doing a clinic.
Here's the thing.
He's doing a clinic on a drum set right across from me. I get why they keep the noise down, so I can't hate them.
That they shouldn't be doing. But my biggest issue with
they let them play this year, dude. By the way,
huh?
They let them.
Did they? Well, because they're probably losing money with all the booths they kept shutting down. But my biggest issue is drums are drums, man. There's no way around it. They're going to be loud.
That's a fact,
right?
That's an absolute fact.
Having someone do a performance in a booth that's in the middle of the main floor, of course, that's not responsible. Yeah. But you got to let people try out the gear. It's not my fault.
What's the point of us being here?
This snare is loud. And it does seem like they discriminate towards drummers. Where I'm like, bro, I can see 100 feet away. That dude is blasting away on that horn.
Yeah,
I don't see anybody harassing him.
Literally, I don't know if Luke was with me. We literally hit the corner, and it was a saxophone player and a horn player going to town. Bro.
Yeah,
going to town, dog. Like switching solos and But I get it. I'm not really mad at the police. I do think, they're a little over the top sometimes.
Yeah.
But I do get it. Like even when we were at the Nord booth, and it's so crowded, nobody can walk through. So I get why they're there.
Well, that part of it for sure.
But I don't really have a whole lot of cons, man. As you can tell, I just don't like walking. Even though I'm 30 pounds down, hard 75. Get with it or get lost.
Keep it up. Keep it up. All right, so give me so this last time you went, and mine obviously I'll have to dig back, but like give me this last time you went, give me your favorite booth.
Gretsch, absolutely.
Is that just because you're
no from a drummer's perspective, even if you didn't like Gretsch,
the way they did their display?
Yep, okay. Absolutely.
Dope.
Even the sides.
They did that thing where they have all the toms, all the finishes on display.
No, they had the snares.
Oh, snares.
They had a snare stack on the left. Okay. Then they had like 4 kits or 5 kits.
Okay.
And I think they had a USA custom. They had they went down the line, even from the Catalina, on up. And
I'm glad to see. Last time I went, I mean, their booth was cool, but it felt a little small for everything that they do.
Yeah, they didn't. I could. They didn't hold back.
Knowing their catalog, as I walked through, I was
they
like, man,
they didn't
where's
hold
I
back.
want to see this. I want to see this. Like, you know what I mean? So that's
They
good.
didn't hold back at all.
I'm happy to hear that.
Um,
I think
but yeah,
I think mine, and again, this was 5 years ago, but and again, probably just because I'm a big fan of this
Sonar.
company. Not that I'm actually, yeah, nice try.
Was it Sabian?
No.
What?
I mean, it's hard.
Their booth was always awesome because of the wall, and then you got to actually guide.
It's a dope display.
Yeah.
But it's it.
Well, I enjoyed the
symbols, you know what I'm
Sabian.
saying?
Yeah, but I enjoy actually seeing something that I've never seen before.
Oh, for sure.
And watching the guy hand hammer
that
a
part
symbol
is cool.
right in front of you.
As much as people hate it, it is very cool to watch the craftsmanship in real time.
And how tedious it is.
Yeah, but I think for me though, it was the Tama booth.
Because of the toms.
Because of all the finishes, but also seeing, at the time, I can't remember the name of the finish, but they had just put out the Star Walnut kit, which is like,
it's a kit,
the Mac Daddy Cadillac of kits.
Yeah.
And they had this gorgeous.
Yeah, he said kind of Mac Daddy. Cadillac Mac.
It had this gorgeous burst finish where you could still see the wood grain, and I was just like,
yeah, it's a beautiful
man. Let me go home and sell everything I own just to have this. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, yeah.
But yeah, I mean, I don't have any cons. I love NaMM. I think if you're a working musician and you have the time and the opportunity, you need to go.
See, that was gonna be my final question.
Get 2 of your guys, 2 of your buddies, and experience why it's important.
Yeah.
And don't get so caught up on the hang that you forget
but the thing
what's
is
really important.
Not just anyone can get in the door. That's the tricky part about it.
Well, now they kind of got away.
Do they?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you don't know, you don't know. If you know, you know.
Ask somebody.
That's
what you gotta do.
I think you should go. I think if you're a hobbyist, if you're an avid player, if you're a professional, if you have kids that love drums,
oh, for sure,
man, they will freak out in there because it's like Guitar Center
on there.
Huh?
I guess you can.
I mean, I saw a few kids, but I mean like kids like 14,
I had some
13.
little kid push me out of the way to play on a Yamaha kit. It's like, oh, okay.
I watched the little
do
kid
your thing, little man.
At Gretsch go crazy.
Oh yeah, there's always.
And then there was a little kid at the Yamaha, and Yamaha had like a 17-piece drum kit.
Yeah.
And watch the kid going.
I saw your video on that.
Yeah.
All right, next year we're gonna go together.
Oh, absolutely. And I'm staying the whole week, dude. I'm going from Sunday to Sunday.
All 3 days.
Nope. I'm staying the whole week.
They don't do it on Sunday anymore.
Well, they have the stuff that leads up to NaMM that are in the hotels where you get to. It was a whole hangout.
Okay.
We got there Wednesday daytime.
All right, Luke.
He's telling us what is he showing? Uh-oh. That's why he needs a camera, man. He needs a mic because he should have said it. But
I mean, he could say he just don't want to talk. That's all right.
Yeah, I don't know. He's kind of weird.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah, it was a lot of little cool things that
I'm sure
happening.
that's probably not put on by NaMM, just other people.
No,
is it?
Yeah, it was a lot of little cool things that were happening throughout the week.
Okay.
All
right.
That if you're
I'll plan for that next time then.
I'm also an entrepreneur, owning multiple businesses, so you want to get in the rooms with the right people,
right,
and just be able to make those relationships. But just seeing the local bands, the guys that are coming up, that was cool. And then you coming downstairs in a hotel, and everybody in the hotel is in the lobby, kicking it, and But
I'm sure the hotel loves that.
Yeah, they're spending money. Yeah, that bar is running nonstop.
Oh, that's true for sure.
And they're taxing.
Oh.
The hotel regularly is $250.
Man, how do we move NaMM out of LA?
No, we were fine. We were like 6 minutes. My wife found I paid like what do we pay? It was like $600 for 3 days. And the other hotel was like $4,000. It was like $3,000 or something like that.
We're not doing that.
Yeah, no, absolutely not. But we were like 6 minutes away, 7 minutes away.
Okay,
so
we'll sort it out next year.
Yeah, we might do
time
Airbnb.
to plan it.
Yeah, might do Airbnb.
Yeah, if we got a gang of people, we might as well.
Yeah.
I mean, I usually stay with my cousin, so
y'all
can split that expense. You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, the NaMM experience is awesome. You have to go. I don't care if you're a drummer, guitar player, bass player, engineer. Even that from the engineer standpoint. From in-ears.
Look, if you're involved
in the industry,
if you're involved in the music industry, at all. Go at least once. Just experience it. If you're an introvert like me and you hate the noise, then you might be like, man, this is a circus. I'm never doing this again.
And
But
if you also
at
don't
least
like,
once.
if you also don't like walking, don't go. No, I'm serious. You're putting 10,000 in.
Okay.
Tell me you're not. Like, you're putting 10,000
Sure.
steps in
We'll
easily.
get you a rascal next time.
I'll take it. I will ride around in that rascal and not feel no way about it. While everybody's walking around like, dang, I should have got one.
Get you a little horn on it.
Dee, dee, you know what I mean? But yeah, go experience
right.
it. Go with your buddies if you can. If not, go by yourself. You know, you're gonna meet people that you've been talking to forever, and it's a dope experience. Like I will not never go.
All right.
Is that the right? Not never.
We'll figure it out.
I would never not go, unless I'm working. Like, you know, there's been years
Of
where I'm
course.
on tour and I can't go.
Of course. Money comes first.
Yeah, for the most part. Yeah, I mean, but the relationships are the key to the finances.
True.
So
That's true.
you know, money.
That's a good point.
Sometimes money, you know, going after the money might destroy an opportunity for a relationship.
From that angle, it is potentially an investment
Absolutely.
in your career for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I agree
And
with
if you're
that.
smart and you do it through your business, it's all a write-off.
All right, guys, that's gonna do it this week. Appreciate y'all tuning in. All our socials, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, all of that's gonna be in the description. And we'll catch y'all next week.
One thing, check out my company, The Industry House. It's where we help musicians from branding, social media, logos, websites, anything you need. We're here to help. Also, Authority Percussion, where you know me and Eric will be hosting clinics and things of that nature
Yeah.
to help students and young drummers and even drummers that are just working on things.
Yeah.
Well, that's about it, man.
Dope.
Anything else?
That's it.
Peace and
Later.
chicken grease.